Hi everybody. I thought that since I am wearing this beautiful sweater today for an ugly Christmas sweater event tonight, and it happens to have one of my faves from Star Wars, Darth Vader, on it, that I would teach you guys a little bit about the Ujjayi breath. So why does that connect? Because nowadays everybody's saying the Ujjayi breath, a way to describe it in their classes, is the Darth Vader breath. They say that because of the sound it makes. It has nothing to do with that. No research that I've been able to find has that anywhere written in the Ancient Vedas. However, that seems to be a way to describe it very well to everybody today. So Darth Vader breath is called Ujjayi breath. And when I first learned this breath technique, we called it the ocean sounding breath. It does make that sort of a sound too. It's also more traditionally been known as the forceful breath. And this is a breath that's really important. I think you can use this applications for this breath in almost everything that you do. It brings a lot of energy up behind whatever it is you're doing. So if you're doing a yoga pose, let's say, it helps you to really focus and concentrate on whatever it is that you are doing at that moment. But then it gives this energy behind it. Now, there's many benefits to the Ujjayi breath. It says that it does help the digestive system and kind of squeezing some of the organs while you're drawing in. It also has been said to tone the nervous system, and it does have this very deeply calming effect. Just like if you were sitting at the ocean and listening to the waves and listening to that sound, listening to this sound has this very calming effect. So for me, it's always allowed me to just drop into a particular zone. And then if I need a little energy, even if I'm just screwing something like with a screwdriver, I don't use drills and stuff like my husband's like, where's the electric thing? No, I just get the handheld screwdriver. And so just a little Ujjayi breath behind that gives me that extra energy, that extra push to do it. So let me let you hear it for a moment. I hope that it comes through well on the video, and then I will explain the technique to that. So I'll get a little bit closer so you can hear. So the breath is in the throat. I just can't, I'm ridiculous. Anyway, that is the Ujjayi breath. So what I like to tell my students when you're doing this is that you bring your tongue up, not just the tip of the tongue. That's easy to do. You place it behind the teeth at the top. Place it behind your top teeth. But the back of the tongue, more of the root of the tongue, I want you to lift that up. As you're doing that, we're going to be using some of the diaphragm. So when you inhale and you pull the tongue up, you're going to inflate the belly. Now, what happens is the breath comes into the back of the throat. It comes in through your nose. And it's also coming up from the diaphragm. Now, when you exhale, the tongue is still lifted, and then you're going to squeeze a little bit lower than the navel. I want you to try to use some of that transverse abdominis muscle. There's a lot of energy there. When you pull that back and you exhale, you're forcing the breath out through your nose and also contracting the diaphragm. So again, on the inhalation, and then on the exhale, it's a squeezing in. and keeping the tongue lifted. Now, one thing that I do want to tell you guys that I realized I was doing in the beginning when I first started practicing Ujjayi breath was I was tensing my mouth a lot. I was like biting down a little bit, and I do have a tendency to do that at night, a little bit of that jaw clenching. So if you know you do that, that might also be something you're doing too. You want to smile a little. Notice that I kind of did that, not just because of this, but you want to smile and relax the jawline as much as possible. Let the tongue muscle do the work. Let the diaphragm muscle do the work, but try to relax into that breath a little bit. So I want you to try this breath. You know, this time of year, if you're watching this during the holidays, it is a crazy time of year. We're feeling a little frazzled mentally. This will really help you just focus. You know, who is it that I was supposed to buy this gift for? Why did I walk into the kitchen? All those things that we're doing. No, really, it helps you drop in and focus. But also if you're just feeling like you need to calm down. And there are so many other benefits to it for, like I said, not just the nervous system, the digestive system. And I'm sure, you know, at this point, there's so much research being done on different breathing techniques and yoga practices that you can probably find quite a few benefits for different body systems with the Ujjayi breath. It's my favorite breath. Like I said, I use it a lot, not just in the yoga practice. So if we're doing a particular pranayama in the practice, like, you know, alternate nostril or Kapalabhati breath, that's one thing. But then when we're working through the asana practice and we're doing pose after pose after pose, this is the breath that I continually do in my practice. One last little thing, and it has to do with that sound. Now, I've heard lots of things over the years. You shouldn't be real loud. It should be just audible enough for you, but not to overpower the others next to you. I don't have a definite answer about that. I do want to say that, you know, if you are in a class performing Ujjayi and you're doing it so forcefully that it's like overshadowing what the teacher's saying and people can't concentrate on themselves because all they can hear is your crazy kind of forced breath, then back off of that a little bit, because you want to find, you know, again, it wants to be all heard. You definitely want to be able to hear the breath. It needs to be strong and drawing in, and the more you use the muscles in your diaphragm, the louder it will get. So that needs to all happen. But remember, you're not the center of attention about it. Everybody doesn't need to know that you're performing Ujjayi breath at that moment, and they need to step it up. So just keep all that in mind. So that's Ujjayi breath. I hope that you'll use this during the holidays. Darth Vader, I don't know if it works for you. I have some students never saw Star Wars, don't get it at all. So if it doesn't work for you, then forget I'm wearing this ridiculous sweater, and you just focus on the lesson of the Ujjayi. So many blessings, everyone, and love and light. Namaste. Luke, I'm your father. I'm silly. Love you guys.